Okay, so now we're going to talk about how can you find the slope if you are given two ordered pairs, not a graph. So if you're given points on a graph, it's really easy to count. But if you are just given two ordered pairs, how are we going to do that? So let's review our definition of slope. Slope, we just learned, is the rise over the run, which is also known as the change in the y value over the change in the x value. But this is the important thing right here. If you are given two ordered pairs, to figure out how much the y values change, you are going to subtract them. So y2 minus y1 means we're going to subtract the two y ordered pairs, and we're going to divide it by subtracting the two x ordered pairs. Now, what do you think these little 2's and these little 1's represent, Vivian? Very good. Which coordinate point they go with. So this means whatever y value you start with, you have to start with its corresponding x value on the bottom. Okay, so let's go to this example and we're going to see how to do this. So above 5 and 2, we're going to call this x1 and y1. I miswrote that. And this is x2 and y2. It just means that this is considered our first ordered pair and this is our second ordered pair. It does not matter which one you label which, as long as you keep the x and the y that are paired together as one ordered pair and the other. Okay, so we have to subtract these. So I'm going to do y2 minus y1. Haley, you with me? So I'm going to draw this arrow so that I can see that I start with my second ordered pair, y2 minus y1. So the denominator has to be x2. So I have to go back to this ordered pair, and I have to do 4 minus 5. Now, dealing with negatives may be tricky for some of you. So I'm going to show you how to do it mentally, but also on your calculator. So if you are at -1 and you have to go down 2 more, I want you to think about being on the y-axis. If you're at -1 and you have to drop down 2 more, where are you going to land? -3. Now you are at +4 and we have to subtract 5. So where are we going to land? -1. What happens when you divide a negative by a negative? It cancels out and we get +3. Okay? All right. If you struggle with that math, I want to show you how to do this on your calculator. So press your calculator button and press alpha and the key right to the right of it, which is the variable key. Do you see that that gives you the fraction? Okay, so up here we have -1 minus 2. Notice that my negative sign is shorter and higher because I use the negative button at the very bottom of my calculator. The minus sign is longer and lower. Give me a thumbs up if you've got that. Good. Then our denominator is 4 minus 5, and that will help you with the calculation. Okay? All right, real quickly, let's go down here and just see what this looks like on the graph. So if you go over 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and up 2, there's the ordered pair 5, 2. 4, -1 is right here. So to figure out the slope between these 2 points, you start at the left and you rise 3, run 1. So that fits with our work. Okay, let's try the next one. What are we going to write for y2 minus y1? 2 minus 2. We are subtracting the two y values. Now, since I started over here with this 2, I have to start with this x value, and I do negative 3 minus 0. What's 2 minus 2? 0. Does this equal 0 or does this equal undefined?
Undefined.
Try it on your calculator and see what it does. Nope, do 0 divided by negative 3. What does it equal? 0. So what kind of a line should I have? A horizontal line. So 0, 2 and negative 3, 2 looks like this. Remember, all lines in math are straight, so we want to classify this as a horizontal line. Okay, let's jump down to the next one. Now, it does not matter which ordered pair you start with, so I want to give you a hint here. I usually start with whatever number is positive so that I don't have to deal with as many negatives. So watch what I'm going to do here. I'm going to go this direction. And I'm going to say that my numerator is 6 minus negative 4. So we are always subtracting the y values, and we're subtracting even if the y value is negative. We have to do two symbols here. Does that make sense? So in the denominator, what do I have to go back and start with? 0 minus 5. Okay, from last year, when you subtract a negative, what do you do to these two signs? You add the opposite, so this really becomes adding positive 4. So we have 10 over negative 5. And when you divide that, what do you get? Negative 2. So our slope is negative 2. Okay, and if we plot these 2 points, you will see, just like Mr. Slope Man says, Slope Dude, this line is going downward. And we are going down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1. Okay. Oh, are you kidding me? What would we do for this last one? What two y values would we subtract? 1 minus negative 1. And what's our denominator going to be? 6 minus 6. What happens when you subtract a negative?
It cancels it out.
It cancels and makes them positive. So you get 2 over 0, which means what? It's undefined. So that means the lines are, or the line is vertical. So 6, 1 and 6, negative 1 line up vertically.